Hi, my name is Troy Monroe, and thank you for joining me for this segment of Raw 101. Today we're going to be talking about acid-forming foods versus alkaline-forming foods. And I'm coming at you raw today because I'm not dressed like I normally am, something nice. I have on my workout clothes, I have my bandana on my head, but I thought this video was very important to make because we're dealing with a very serious topic that I believe most people don't even understand the science of acid versus alkaline food and why it's important. And particularly because you're on a raw food regimen, you need to have this understanding because, again, it will help you to make a better choice. Not just because the food is raw and comes from the ground, but there is a scientific approach to this as well. And that's where we get into our acid versus alkaline forming foods. And you got to know which one is the one you should be eating versus the one you should be eating very little of. Okay? So, I'll see you on the other side. Hi, and welcome back to Raw 101. We have got before us probably one of the most important videos that we are putting out when we talk about acid versus alkaline foods and the importance of maintaining balance in the body, because that's what pH is all about. The body striving to maintain balance based upon how we nourish ourselves. Now, you probably heard of the word homeostasis. Okay? Basically, it means to be balanced within our body's chemistry. What that we're functioning properly. Okay? And we all want to be balanced. And so we're talking about something very serious when we talk about pH, because we're talking about a certain balance striving to be maintained within the system, which your body constantly fights for, is to maintain homeostasis or the proper level of pH. Okay, and I want to read to you a definition of. Actually, I want to get into first what pH is about. pH is about oxygen in the blood. And the more oxygen you maintain at a certain level, the healthier you will be. Now, the definition I want to read to you has to do with the importance of oxygen and how oxygen is, in fact, the most important nutrient that you could have in your body. Okay? And the ability for you not only to breathe it, but for your cells also to harness it makes the difference between whether you live or whether you die. So I want to read this definition because I think it will definitely impact you as you continue to make right food choices. And right now, according to what I've been reading, is that the diet that you're on, this raw food regime, is called a high pH, or it's called high pH therapy, because the level or the type of food you are eating is very high in pH, which means more oxygen to your body. Why is that important? And why is oxygen so important to the body? Let's get into this definition. It says here, I'm reading from this website called oxygenmiracle.com. It's a very short definition, but you need to hear this. Check it out. It says, oxygen is a necessary component in every chemical reaction important to human physiology. Oxygen nourishes the cells. It provides the energy needed to metabolize carbohydrates. It allows chemical transport, breaks down waste products and toxins, regulates the pH of body chemistry, drives the desire to breathe, and fights hostile organisms. Oxygen is the undisputed king of body chemistry, and as such is your body's most important nutrient. Did you get that? It is your body's most important nutrient. And so when we're talking about acid versus alkaline, the more alkaline your food is, the more able your body is to take in oxygen and keep you healthy. The more acid foods that you take in, the more you inhibit or you detract from your body actually absorbing oxygen. And so if you're only getting a little bit of oxygen to your cells via the foods you eat, because food carries the nutrients which has the oxygen, then that means your health is going to be very, very poor. But if you're eating a high alkaline diet with foods that are high in alkalinity, well, that means that your cells are getting a high percentage of oxygen, which means that you're going to be healthy at the level of the cell, at the level of the tissue, at the level of the organ, at the level of the system, and basically throughout your whole body. We're talking about optimal health to the extreme. And that's what you're doing when you're eating a raw food diet. You are on an optimum health regime to the extreme. Okay, so definitely, here's the science. You know you're on the right path. The question is, can you maintain it? Or can you maintain it at least 80% of the time? And that's where you want to be. Okay, so let's talk now about acid food versus alkaline. Okay, alkaline foods are foods that raise the amount of oxygen that your blood takes in. Okay, the most alkalizing foods are raw green leafy vegetables, non-sweet fruits, and grasses or wheat grasses. The opposite of alkaline foods are acid foods. Okay, so also it says here, how much oxygen your blood can absorb is measured by or on a pH scale that ranges from 0 to 14. A pH of 0 is most acidic, while a pH of 14 is most alkaline. Okay? Our blood is in balance when we're slightly alkaline. So we're in balance when we're slightly alkaline, and that percentage is a pH of 7.365. That is where you want to be, and that's what your body fights to maintain.